Well, here we are. The Smuggler's Moon. It's the gaping maw of Nar-Shaddaa, swallowing all the cargo and spaceport thugs the galaxy has to offer. Mandalorians, mercenaries, war veterans, and pilots from the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War ended up on Nar-Shaddaa, from all sides of the conflict. When the last war ended, there was no place left for them to go. Nar-Shaddaa's a rough place and easy to get lost in. Or for someone to get lost. If we wanted to keep out of sight from the Sith for a while, you couldn't pick a better spot. It means glorious jewel in Huttese, but don't let that fool you. It's the central breeding grounds of the Hutts. Nar-Shaddaa orbits it. Nar-Shaddaa's as slimy as the Hutts. Lots of swamp and bloated gas. It's where those slugs reach out and grab chunks of the galaxy. Trust me, we're not going to go anywhere near the place unless we want to be washing the stink out of our clothes for the next few years.
It might take longer than that for some of us.
You spend all day thinking up that joke? Maybe you and Bayodur should start a circus.
I fail to understand the reference, though I doubt your explanation would prove worthwhile.
Yeah, some came looking for work running freight and cargo. Still, there's only so many ships to go around and so many workers. So others lend their weapons to the Hutts in the exchange. It's become a prime base for raider recruitment across the galaxy. It won't be easy. There's so much traffic on Nar-Shaddaa. Finding anyone on the moon's surface is going to be hard. We're going to touch down in the refugee sector. There's a lot more traffic there, and it's harder for people to spot you coming in. Or find you once you arrive. Anyone flying the Star Lanes has docked on Nar-Shaddaa at least once. I wouldn't want to live there, and I doubt anyone does by choice. Not everyone who came to Nar-Shaddaa were soldiers. A lot of worlds were destroyed by the Mandalorians, and the Jedi. Left a lot of people wandering the galaxy. Shouldn't be too hard. There's so much traffic on Nar-Shaddaa. Not everyone who came to Nar-Shaddaa were soldiers. A lot of worlds were destroyed by the Mandalorians. I've plotted a course for the refugee sector, and we should touch down within the hour. Once we're down, we should finally be able to breathe easy. There's no way anyone's gonna find us here.
You have heard that the Jedi comes to Nar-Shaddaa. While she walks upon the Smuggler's Moon, she is not to be harmed. Observe her, track her, but do not eclipse her movements, or I shall eclipse yours. You must, because one Jedi attracts others. It is the way of things.
Tawachosimu poindorakawa ichirendumu paramakawa na abawasi. You kroren wan mapusiti nolara.
Honto no saka, jita bedwana maticha, kichu no kada mirenito. Renfiloso ni hekuchu panaret atamakcha.
Taranamo sibu endasarans, krema sunkun ratungala, chawi mo jubu inkosoracha. Bo mababe wanto susintu mukarata. Tu es rectonatada ber mabar chokto. Torenibu inturata sisi meborokra.
Request. If Goto's vessel is no longer neutral ground, inform us so that we might initiate assassination protocols and commence firing at once.
Kavadumpe masuraku popayi botenya tachimorota kamsa javaskobo sabjo rigiso carvenokso mochitosa sagrindeyo kichuno cada mirenito renfiloso ni heko chupanaret atamakcha Dahupo botenya go jucho picha, gwem taba ni sochu, norotoga proto lala shishi, juvadosa jibacha, ratakmansan, tokosha na chitolo.
Observation. Jedi follow the self-destructive path of pacifism and tolerance. They will not attack first.
Doveri nincha, yonona shitasa chuch. Doveri nincha, yonona shitasa chuch. Goli rosodish, ranta kras mobas.
Ah, the beautiful stench and decay of desperate living.
This moon, it teems with life. It is difficult to center oneself.
Never have I been to a place so alive with the Force, yet so dead to it. The contrast is like a blade.
Welcome to Nar-Shaddaa. Towering buildings kilometers high and miles deep, with canyons so wide you could have a dogfight in them. Word of warning, watch where you step, or you'll fall for hours. Sure, most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be all right. I think. Maybe a little, but landing here means we didn't have to transmit our ID signature. You know what trouble that always brings. In fact, while we're here, we should get those signatures changed. Wouldn't make us such a target when we enter a new system. Sure, most of the landing pads around here are unclaimed, or should be. They're pretty badly maintained, so they're not safe to land on. Well, I mean, not this one. But they all have the reputation, so we should be all right. I think. No, but I forgot to tell them we were landing. The refugee sector's a dead zone. No one cares too much who flies in and out of here as long as they're not carrying cargo that the Exchange or the Hutts might want a piece of. Yeah, in all its glory. Don't get your hopes up from what you see here, though. As soon as we hit the main sector, that's when the smell and the mobs can get pretty bad. All right then, let's move out. Where are we headed exactly?
It does not matter where we go. If what we seek is here, we shall come upon it in due time.
Yeah, if you want to stay on the ship and meditate some more, don't let us stop you. Then just being here should be enough. People in the refugee sector don't tend to ask too many questions. We should be safe enough. There should be a central trading hub up ahead. Their stock's probably not the best, but they may have some things worthwhile. Then just being here should be enough. People in the refugee sector don't tend to ask too many questions. We should be safe enough. Well, that means finding either a bounty hunter, a ranking member of the Exchange, or someone willing to talk, none of which are too appealing. Bounty hunters in the Exchange are going to want to shoot you, and someone who is willing to talk to anyone, which means trouble.
The bounty is a waste of our efforts. All that matters is the Jedi. The intentions of the thugs of this moon are of no consequence.
Forgive me, but these bounty hunters pose a threat to her. Their persistence is unusual, and if they're not stopped, one of them may prove lucky.
I agree. They're nothing more than a distraction. But even a distraction may prove fatal at a critical moment. We must protect her.
If you are so certain of your path, then do what you will. It makes no difference.
It's up to you. There's bound to be someone in the sector willing to spill their guts for a credit or two.
Finding a Jedi, or anyone else touched by the Force here, will be difficult. The mass of people, the rush of their emotions. It makes detection difficult. But this moon does not get any smaller while we wait. This sector is as good as any place to begin our search, so let us begin.
Well, if we're gonna search a moon of a few billion inhabitants for one Jedi that even our own can't sense, might as well start as soon as possible. Alright, if you have any questions, just ask. We should be able to leave the ship here as long as we want. No one supervises these landing pads anymore.
You there!
Uh-oh.
What's with you? Letting that piece of junk sink its struts into my landing pad! No, really? Thanks for the insight. And here I was, thinking you were a smart human. I got another ship coming in, and unless you want that piece of junk's hull crushed flat, you better move it. Got it? That's none of your business. All you need to know is that they're gonna be firing up their quad lasers if they find your ship squatting there when they arrive. You couldn't afford it even if I was interested. No, really? No. That's none of you. No. That. Yeah. No. That's none. Does it look like there's a blaster hole in my head? You haven't had any dealings with the exchange. You're too green. You keep that piece of junk here, then you gotta pay. Cough up the credits, and there won't be any trouble. The problem is, you are... Now, either get that piece of junk off my piece of junk, or you're going for a 2-kilometer walk to the ground. No, really? No. No. Well, don't let me hold you up then. You call the shots. But this is gonna be trouble. I can feel it.
No, look, you can't keep us trapped in the refugee sector. We can't survive there. You've got us locked in.
Together then! Defend yourself!
Thanks for your help. They would have crippled me for sure. Well, they work for the Exchange, for a Quarren named Visquis. He's looking to step up in the Exchange. The only language the Exchange respects is money, so Visquis is trying to increase his profits by using the refugees here in Nar-Shaddaa as a cheap labor force. We're only good to him as slaves and merchandise. He wants to keep us in one place, so he can control us. That's always been the way. Well, except lately. You don't. He comes to you. If he's got reason to. Either because you can help him out, or because you're making trouble. Either way, it's not a good thing. The Exchange has been clamping down on the refugee sector hard, and I've no idea why. They've started kidnapping people, hurting others, but there seems to be no reason to it. Whatever your reasons, thanks.
Spare a few credits. All right. I don't know much beyond the refugee sector here, but I can share what I know. Jedi Master? There aren't any Jedi Masters in the galaxy, let alone on Nar-Shaddaa. This place is a cesspit, with the Exchange and the Hutts stabbing their claws into everything. But, you know, I did hear something about a bounty on Jedi, though. Something the Exchange posted. Doesn't matter, though. Aren't any more Jedi around, so no one's going to be collecting that bounty. Not much to say, except it's a high price. You need to find a bounty hunter to get more, and they've been pretty scarce lately. You might have more luck trying to find someone connected to the Exchange. And I don't mean some spaceport muscle, I mean someone connected. No idea. Could be one of them crossed the Exchange, and they're looking for revenge on all of them. Well, they tend to lay low. To be honest, it's like with bounty hunters. You may need to do something to get their attention. This sector's filled with refugees from the Jedi Civil War, and even as far back as the Mandalorian Wars. Refugees and war veterans both, and anyone else who was rendered homeless by the war. The Jedi destroyed planets across the galaxy, and here's where the wreckage ended up. That's two names for one thing. It's difficult to tell in the crossfire, and the Sith were led by Jedi. In the end, it didn't make much difference. A lot of space lanes cross at Nar-Shaddaa, and once here, it's hard to move on. Even fighter pilots from the war can't get work at the docks. The freighter crews are full up. There's no work here and no way out, unless you want to become a hired muscle for the Exchange, or work in a Hutt slave camp. Friend, you did promise some credits in exchange for information. Look, one other thing. It's obvious you're new around here. I can tell it just by looking at you. Nar-Shaddaa can be a rough place, and easy to get lost in. If you want, I can keep an ear out for you. Let you know if I hear anything. I'll do that then. I'll come seek you out if I hear anything I think you might want to know.
I saw what you did to those Exchange thugs, stranger. Can you spare a few credits, maybe help another refugee in need? Thank you, stranger. I won't forget your kindness.
Why did you do such a thing? Such kindnesses will mean nothing. His path is set. Giving him what he has not earned is like pouring sand into his hands. And would that be a kindness? What if by surviving another day he brings a greater darkness upon another? The force binds all things. The slightest push, the smallest touch, sends echoes throughout life. Even an act of kindness may have more severe repercussions than you know or can see. By giving him something he has not earned, perhaps all you have helped him become is a target. Seeing another elevated often brings the eyes of others who suffer. And perhaps in the end, all you have wrought is more pain. And that is my lesson to you. Be careful of charity and kindness, lest you do more harm with open hands than with a clenched fist. Very well, but mind what I have said. Use your power, but in its proper place.
And what did she want?
Just answers to some questions. Asked about a Jedi Master of all things.
Really? Interesting.
Graci ubaci kompadwana muska na boska wamba. Kavadumpa munsuru kuplaliyawa, bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanjiuma. Bornaci ninso pomaranka wongo kumbiaste, tonga buga shame zanini chonkai chitera ritsa sabata. Mulibrawa iberendia tia Vishnu nunca se, utati gramata mandrakotu sa minaringadin.
The bounty hunters have been laying low recently, like they're waiting for something.
Shabelanki, Drawinch, Ifrit Malastrindosh, Granashket runs Baratin upon Sukuniki. Mekrana, Quasolomikix, Simbertha, Nemrakta, Shosefranga Malakta, Dalini. Fundis, Svindelagsti, Lindros, the Fast, Banakash. Fundis, Svindelagsti, Mekrana, Quasolomikix, Simbertha, Nemrakta, Shosefranga Malakta, Dalini. Fundis, Svindelagsti, Mekrana, Quasolomikix, Simbertha, Nemrakta, Shosefranga Malakta, Dalini. Fundis, Svindelagsti. Mekrana, Quasolomikix, Simbertha, Nemrakta, Shosefranga Malakta, Dalini. The journey Shabelanki, Drawinch, Ifrit Malastrindosh, Granashket runs Baratin upon Sukuniki. Belech Nuputsa, Kuniki Karatanadra, Melenund was 6 of them good. Simbertha, Nemrakta, Shosefranga Malakta, Dalini. For series in Abelandash, with the news the Vilank produced, the post the Kalargana Ringok, the Lana Sana and the Sana. Belech Nuputsa, Kuniki Karatanadra, Melenund was 6 of them good. Simbertha, Nemrakta, Shosefranga Malakta, Dalini. The journey Shabelanki, Drawinch, Ifrit Malastrindosh, Granashket runs Baratin upon Sukuniki. Lindros, the Fast, Banakash, Fundis, Svindelagsti. Lindros, the Fast, Banakash. For series in Abeland.
Hey, I saw that ship you flew in on. My ship. It's the Ebon Hawk, isn't it? She was stolen from me during a routine run in the Mid-Rim, near the close of the Mandalorian Wars. The registry's 34 P7JK. It's got a temperamental hyperdrive, and the turrets can be sluggish and unresponsive against fast-moving fighters. She's also got 2 secret compartments, one in the cargo hold, right near the plasteel cylinders in the back, and the second beneath the bunks in the starboard cabin. No deal. A ship's worth its weight in spice on Nar-Shaddaa, and nothing's worth being trapped here another year scrounging freight jobs. Good to hear you aren't going to challenge it. That makes things a lot easier.
This is one of those times when I'm convinced you're thinking 3 steps ahead of me. I cannot see the destination.
No hard feelings, I hope. Don't worry. You shouldn't have any trouble finding transport off Nar-Shaddaa on your own. I'll be going now. Get used to the solid ground beneath you.
Kraci ubacinkom padwana muska na boska wamba.
Relieva con tosa. Manso corlema con giorre di massa. E frequentasse plechte sembra un giorno cranio.
Nora hagwa buska yokolo alaubaka.
Hara hinemas temana hisnasta hiha. Charno kutos nerema keras. Koronara kakera desimende tirana. Monara tratto Saturn.
How many?
You have left me an opening! I am ready. Everyone, on their guard! This battle is joined!
Dawachosimu poendorakawa ichirendu momopa ramakawana abawas. Dawachosimu poendorakawa ichirendu momopa.
Your thoughts are disturbed. I can feel them from a great distance, like a shiver running through you. It is Nar-Shaddaa, the true Nar-Shaddaa that you feel around you. It is this moon, with the metal and machines stripped away and the currents of the Force laid bare. I'm surprised you can feel it. I feared the damage to you had deadened you to such perceptions. What you feel is the echo of the minds of these creatures within the Force. Their anger, their greed, their desperation. It is life. One might as well heal the universe, but such manipulation is possible, yes. It requires that one be able to feel the critical point within the fractured mass, and know how to strike it in such a way that the echoes travel to your intended destination. Not in the sense you understand it. The ability to fool the minds of others, to dominate them on a massive scale that you speak of, is not achieved best through raw power. Manipulation is done through propelling events, or selected ones, into motion. It is done through teaching, through example, and through conviction. And the greatest of victories are not manipulations at all, but simply awakening others to the truth of what you believe, of hearing it echoed around you in life. But let us be silent. Words and thoughts are distractions. Feel this moment, for as long as it will last. Feel life as it is, with the crude matter stripped away.
Please, look, I already paid the exchange what I have. But oh, look! Here's the one with your credits. About time. Look, these gentlemen are getting impatient. What? No! Please, look, I already paid the exchange what I have. Together then! You have left me an Are you crazy? That was exchange muscle. When they hear about this, they'll come back a dozen strong and tear you limb from limb. All right. What'd you want to know? Jedi Master? Are you crazy? There aren't any more Jedi running around, let alone Masters. But you're serious, aren't you? All right, well, look. If I were a Jedi, I'd be where I could help people. As for where that happens on Nar-Shaddaa, I have no idea. The bounty hunters don't have any one place where they stick around. Best thing I can tell you is if you want to find one, get a bounty on your head and then wait. Are you serious? All right. I must be doing something right for you to come along and bail me out like you did.
Such acts have their own strength about them. I had forgotten. It may seem that way, but perhaps it can become much more. I'm sorry, I did not mean to speak of it. Principles of sacrifice and charity. These are things I have not seen in some time. I'm afraid that it will weaken you for what comes. But I have said enough, and you do not need my counsel. Your actions should, as always, be your own.
Please, look, I already paid the exchange what I have.
Together then!
Are you crazy? That was exchange muscle. When they hear about this, they'll come back a dozen strong and tear you limb from limb. All right. What'd you want to know? Jedi Master? Are you crazy? There aren't any more Jedi running around, let alone Masters. But you're serious, aren't you? All right, well, look. If I were a Jedi, I'd be where I could help people. As for where that happens on Nar-Shaddaa, I have no idea. The bounty hunters don't have any one place where they stick around. Best thing I can tell you is if you want to find one, get a bounty on your head and then wait. Are you serious? All right. I must be doing something right for you to come along and bail me out like you did.
Such acts have their own strength about them. I had forgotten. Principles of sacrifice and charity. These are things I have not seen in some time. I'm afraid that it will weaken you for what comes. But I have said enough, and you do not need my counsel. Your actions should, as always, be your own.
Sarda chornilo tabe duana mataka nus, dogulupa, daka prota gocha, jarkomati sochpan lorcha, yota chisa. Uba volpa holosha, chuba dosa jibicha, krota short na chino mak. Uba volpa holosha, chuba dosa jibicha, krota short na chino mak. Crimso anatis chi norta hirembechok, wendindo bay, jabalakish, tochimaka, lotologo besanus, misash lochut. Uba volpa holosha, chuba dosa jibicha, krota short na chino mak.
Bodrashon kontichaum, King Lord Aitha kun, Aitha patisatong, Diakon batot kaun, Chona choba. Tapichayubong, Chijiskapule, Chumbole, Watagratug, Jimula. Chupayubong labograturong, Agtijimait, Muleranyon chuba. Nihun kagratug, Jimut maliyabist wet wata. Jiji, naudung chong yomabala yuman. Yomawa ni boba, Lorda wish wanga shachi. Nihun kagratug, Jimut maliyabist wet wata. Jiji, naudung chong yomabala yuman. Chopiti man punjame. Sashange bedwana mulera. Chupa wanga kuna konticha. Chona konasa. Jopitiman punjame. Sashange bedwana mulila. Chupa wanga kuna konticha. Chuna konasa.
Not a very good idea, entering a Mandalorian's room uninvited. Why don't you back up to the point where you were standing outside the door and rethink your decision? There are a few of us in the galaxy. Now, what do you want? Enjoy yourself.
Bashna, don't chuck with me, water. Bashna, don't chuck with me. Bashiba, and I have all the Bashna, Madame.
Hoto non sa nonna, prontangua ni momonta saka. Bani kun king hunka, num kumbwe prita, inkonata sunka kran.
Tanto todos, tumukarata. Miranganoroto, dosimana rachata. Dosokachi, kawana abawasi. Tenanjara, tomachunga, karota. Dosokachi, kawana abawasi. Nunchka wana sicho, ranabamanga kan. Mopitawa josi muchoto. Tanto todos, tumukarata. Miranganoroto, dosimana rachata. Dosokachi, kawana abawasi. Kroto no ranga manatandi goroto. Mopiuna wana sichin si wano bosh. Tanto todos, tumukarata. Miranganoroto, dosimana rachata. Nunchka wana sicho ranabamanga kan. Mopitawa josi muchoto. Posa non chirinta masukin kura wanka. Posong chinsun mi karanga do mai chonga. Tu es recto na tu insula raka raka chat. Tanto todos, tumukarata. Miranganoroto, dosimana rachata. Kroto no ranga manatandi goroto. Mopiuna wana sichin si wano bosh. Posa non chirinta masukin kura wanka. Posong chinsun mi karanga do mai chonga. Tu es recto na tu insula raka raka chat. Nunchka wana sicho ranabamanga kan. Mopitawa josi muchoto. Dosokachi, kawana abawasi. Dosokachi, kawana abawasi. Minsukrema sukun ratungala, merontono junsara ga roto, minsukun rakawata, poendo ratamana sobu. Dosokachi, kawana abawasi.
Der Bundas der Bundas der Schierfachse, du Bundas. Wenn Bundas, hoicidan gelfa, fabuelta, gelfa vanino van gelfa. Wenn Bundas, hoicidan gelfa, fabuelta. Sidan gelfa vanino van gelfa, linda krufta. Wenn Bundas, hoicidan gelfa, fabuelta. Gelfa vanino van gelfa.
I don't know who you are, but you picked the wrong room to break into. No harm done. For a minute, I thought you might have been someone else. My wife, Ada. There's a chance she may be here on Nar-Shaddaa. A lot of refugees ended up here after the Jedi Civil War. I came here to see if I could track her down. Thing is, I can't get into the refugee sector. And even if I could, I'm not sure I could find her. I've been here for weeks, hoping to see her face. All I've done is watch my credits burn away to nothing. The Exchange has got the place barricaded with thugs. They're putting the squeeze on the whole sector, trying to crush the spirit out of the remaining refugees. Now I'm almost cleaned out. I burned the last of my fuel and my freight just getting here. The Exchange promised me a job shuttling freight via cargo cruiser, and I'm close to taking them up on it. Yeah? And what's it gonna cost me? Well, I'm not gonna turn away an offer of help. All right, stranger. If you can find her, then you'll have my thanks.
You interrupting me for a reason? I have a lot of work to do, to manage here, right? So, what is it? My boss is the Hut Voga. I oversee the docks for Voga's freighters. You not from here? Business bad. Freighters get hijacked, no trade gets through, and they can't get fuel from Sleheron. Fuel reserves building up there. KOTOR and his Exchange hijacks Voga's ships. Hurts business. For money, I assume. We don't know how he does it. Every ship we send out, he gets.
My life is yours.
I am listening.
Something you need of me?
Oh, looks like the Jedi raised their standards. And who are you? Maybe I'd better run a check on him and the Jedi. There can't be 3 of them on the Smuggler's Moon. Hanhar, I thought I smelled something. I've told you before, hunt your own targets. Don't scavenge mine. What, working for the Hutt suddenly made you stupider, Hanhar? You touch me, you'll break the truce, and then you won't last long enough to slip off this moon. Don't, Hanhar. I'm warning you. I don't want your life dead, Hanhar. I told you. Yeah, you're right. I'm afraid. I'm afraid if you keep crushing me, I'll accidentally set off my rocket charges and blow us both to Nar-Shaddaa. I'd rather die than be caught by you again, Hanhar.
You have left me an opening!
To battle.
Havarit matiwa to turn over there much that the Manila Neva for our out in the Minesh Nema the Kimura and Ala Manila Snow and the Howda. Bashni Manina Mashna or a Huda Kinewa Kanina and a Bedishna but not Nikti Snake and not
Dovere nincha, yo nona shitasa chuch. Wana tu mobayes? Dorcha no bankani honkades? Torsenta winoto. Tono tucha. Tocha ramakaka musran kana. Tu no coherete pachasa porta. Crisocha wentense me punta. Lorcha wata yuma ni. Hodanga yuma des. Dak bota no chi tagwa ita.
Bashni Manina Mashna or a Huda Kinewa Kanina and a Bedishna but not Nikti Snake and
Jun sobe me rapa. No kuma randisa mak chiksa. Kucha bak tong kinka mata kata. Chopa wanga kun not kat yutka kes.
Marash Nivala, Penavinish, Nibidinish, not Pashishniva, Yatavana, even enough, not only walk with Hura, Menidanish.
Wamba siso misum kun rakawakta. Nushka wana sochi rona bang mamakan.
Hara, Hinemas, Emadana, Hishnas, the Hiha. But you walk the Hana here, half hour, and them on the much.
Wamba siso misum kun rakawakta. Nushka wana sochi rona bang mamakan.
Bashni Manina Mashna or a Huda Kinewa Kanina and a Bedishna but not Nikti Snake and
Tarachomo sincho cavavolpa muliji gumanaminta barawamba michedos kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura tayaita ta bosananansata unta chiwita inka kikraya na chawanga kone dovrei kun miliwosa slima po wanga sawana mucha. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura tayaita ta bosananansata dahupa bosa kurata go jujuto yoke hiata yamba wajiake yukito tune
Ta come tak, playa justing, miki gongo beaste. Kun grabi la king no mulara kichi kuta grasa kisha. Que chubo grayo bog no cada itapa titsa tong merinita. Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanji yuma.
No.
Tinor krelun. Conferento kring banokrok nixerento doncha morbansum. Dovrei kun mili wosa slima po guanga sawana mucha. Chone murlera. Tonkinge bano jansaka nikaraska. Tancha nik de mawimbo kranta mi pilan. Ta come tak, playa justing, miki gongo beaste. Kun grabi la king no mulara kichi kuta grasa kisha. Dovrei kun mili wosa slima po guanga sawana mucha. Kavadumpa munsuru kupla liyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanji yuma. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananansata. Tonghite mosi jochia yumba litawa e bawatune ruta. Tonino ba pinko neyaka. Chuba picha tuna yuma mochinawa. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananansata. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananansata.
Watagrito gjimulira. Nicho dankanau.
Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananansata. Entomesh mi paju watamincha yokolondo ado nukulabira wa. Tines un soto.
Tichennisha belangi drawinch ifrit melastrindosh. Granashke the runs barate the ponsukuniki. Aviso narangada. Milagradak tapelakasu. Charity losolok tamerkisi. Aviso narangada. Milagradak tapelakasu.
I used to serve in the Mandalorian Wars. Then the Jedi Civil War crushed the Republic.
Yatuka uwanrika chotin wani maurata wakata chi luma lithpa. Huta yanolia, jukta gene chubawonki najung winoton ma no miurita.
Sintatita krom, doci patronone noto?
Kavadumpa, mo wendido chokerembi norta kunyun wish chawaka chuba, sura dachi morotuko gansa.
Tu, nița mangia yumar lordawata, no sanazika. Dovrei kun muile wosa slima po guanga samoana mucha. Dovrei kun muile wosa slima po guanga samoana mucha. Onta chiwita inka kikraya na chawanga kone. Dovrei kun muile wosa slima po guanga samoana mucha. Da hupa bossa kurata go jujuto yoke. Hiata yamba wajiake yukito tune. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Ta yaita ta bosananansata. Da hupa bossa kurata go jujuto yoke. Hiata yamba wajiake yukito tune.
Greetings. Are you the spacer we were told about? Oh, we were expecting one of the pilots from the docks sometime soon to come and get us off Nar-Shaddaa. He's late. I don't know where he is. Thank you. To be honest, I don't even know his name. Some guy named Planor said he had a pilot friend who would take us for 500 credits. 50 credits? Why? I can't afford to make that mistake again. Thank you. I'm beginning to lose hope that we'll ever get out of here.
This is Serico territory. Get out of here before we space you. Got it? We are. Now beat it.
Are you one of Sakwesh's men? Did you take my daughter? The overseer, Sakwesh, he took my daughter to sell to the Huts, all because I told him I could not pay his tribute. I owe Sakwesh 600 credits. I don't have enough. Thank you. But won't he track us down and kidnap her again? Thank you. Thank you. Please hurry. After the Huts have her, it will be impossible to find her.
Another refugee? I'm sad to see another join our ranks. I lost my husband Lutra long ago in the Jedi Civil War. What? Lutra's here? Please, you must help me get to him. The exchange is circling the sector like Shyrex. If one of us should slip free, they will hunt us down and punish us. No one knows. I think they're trying to starve us into submission. Then they can make us slaves on the Hutt spice planets, or disposable workers in the Tabana gas factories on Slaheron. But other refugees think the exchange is looking for someone. Some even say it's a Jedi, but that's insane. No Jedi would ever come to a waste pit like Nar-Shaddaa. It's just a rumor. I don't even believe it. Sometimes I wonder if it's just a rumor someone dreamed up to make us suffer. Deal with the exchange? You might as well wrestle with a planet. This branch of the exchange is run by Sakwesh, a Quarren with ties to Viscus himself. Viscus is the exchange boss here on Nar-Shaddaa, at least in this sector. You don't want to cross him. There's usually a battalion of hired guns lurking in the shadows behind him. Please, don't cause any trouble on my behalf. If you harm any of the exchange here, they'll take it out on us 100-fold.
Precisa, mas bruxa. Isso, dá já proja isso. Precisa, isso, dá. Bruxa.
I guess the Jedi Code is still alive and well. If you say so, I'm not sure I believe it. There's a lot of people who need help in the galaxy. If we stop to help each one, the Sith are gonna be on us faster than anything. Let's just accomplish our mission first, then worry about everyone else.
Did you find us a pilot? Please.
Hey, thanks for saving me.
Thank you so much for returning my Adana to me.
Monsikuno bosh tunabug samina nung forote mitisi minmuro agorunto. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatora. Tayaita ta bosananansata. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatora. Tayaita ta bosananansata. Mungachi norta imbre wanachike. Drumba bambwa. Kontichan munka. Kavadumba kuswaka tayamokata. Dovrei kun mwili wosa slima pogwanga samwana mucha.
Keep back. I am ill. Contagious, the others say. Really? The others say I have the plague. I'm feeling a little better. Thank you.
The Jedi teach such things, but I do not believe compassion can heal the galaxy.
Hey, you look like a spacer. You work at the docks? Because if you need a crew, I'm your man. I flew during the Mandalorian Wars, and again during the Jedi Civil War. Yes, and look where I ended up. You need a pilot's license to fly the freighters here. They're tough to get without sponsorship. I'd greatly appreciate that.
Did you find it? Please.
Usef, I try to look out for the other refugees. I see you're a stranger here. Watch your step and keep to the camp. You've got the Serico refugees over on the skyward side. They're veterans from the Serico campaign and don't take kind to strangers. And on the inner side, you've got the Overseer and his exchange. They've been pushing us refugees pretty hard lately. Those two have a truce. Neither side wants to mess with the other. Only if we enter their territory. It makes things a little tight here in the camp. Not much room to move. Those two have a truce. Neither side wants... Occasionally, their thugs kidnap people and sell them into slavery with the Hutts. They've also hemmed us in. We used to live all throughout this area, but they've crammed us all in here now. They're trying to break our spirit so that we'll become slave workers for the Hutts. You might be right. but I can't imagine why else they'd be coming down on us. If you could convince either the Exchange or the Serico to give us more space, that would really help a lot. Thanks. Good luck.
This is Serico territory. That's a laugh. Look, blow out of here like space dust, or you'll be a new stain on the cargo hold. I don't think so. Now leave. This is Serico. That's a laugh. You've made a dangerous enemy today.
Let's settle this.
A weekend.
Let's settle this.
You're tough to have made it this far. It's too bad you're not going any farther. I don't make threats. I only state the facts. Then what would you propose me and my men do? Yeah? What about the Exchange? We can hold our own against them. Not that it's your concern. No? Well, we can certainly handle you.
Time to take you down to size. More where that came from. More where that came from.
If you want to find out what's going on, talk to Hussein. You saved us all from that horrible plague.
You wiped out all of the Serico on your own? Impressive. You've made things easier for us around here. Occasionally, their thugs kidnap people and sell them into slavery with the Hutts. They've also hemmed us in. We used to live all... If you could convince the exchange to take some of the pressure off, that would really be a big help. Thanks. Good luck.
I wasn't expecting you for... well, not now, anyway. Yeah, well, I tried to explain that, you see, but, I had no choice. These thugs showed up, and they said that you could go space yourselves. And I was like, no, this is the Red Eclipse, and...
Someone's trying to board it.
Yes. What happens next is not our fight, and your first reaction will not serve us here. Let us see what the exile will do.
Finally, my ticket off this hole. Looks like it's been through hell. It's good to be back on the old girl. Hey, what are you doing on my ship? Damn right I am. What are you...
Kawanabota, ayunay tangwa, se kuchina chuna sorchoranto, ichana dumpa ni kanite kawachite ni, yubugaro bunta, ritaba.
More where that came from. More where that came from.
How may I serve?
More where that came from.
Let's settle this.
This one.
More where that came from.
My life is here. This will fall. A weakness is revealed. How may I serve?
More where that came from. that came from.
My life is yours.
Where that came More where that came from. More where that came from. More where that came from.
The honor is mine.
There's been a misunderstanding. The ship, it's all yours. Consider it a gift, all right? Didn't know you were messing with Red Eclipse slavers. Guess those stories about the Hawk being a cursed vessel are true. Great, I'll, just find my way out, all right?
The more worlds we travel to, the more questions I have. It's not just the hardships of the people, but something more. You are right, but there is something more at work here. Yes, these dead worlds, they have a pattern to them. They were all touched by the Mandalorian Wars and the Jedi Civil War. But sometimes, well, I feel as if they are all connected in some other way. The attacks on KOTOR, Telos itself, the decay on Dantooine. Something is wrong with life. The connections have been damaged, sickened. Sometimes I feel like I almost understand and then it just slips away.
So close.
No, I do not. I do think there is some greater plan at work here. Perhaps. Dantooine is only one of the worlds. It was only the start of the journey. I would like to study the other locations. It is curious that the Jedi Masters chose those worlds to travel to. I wonder if the two are linked, but I know not how.
Believe you're here before me.
The destruction of Telos? I can't even tell you what happened after, being shuttled from system to system barely one planet ahead of the Sith fleet.
Shh. We can talk about it later. You have my thanks, stranger. I can only hope you have as much luck at what you're looking for. It's strange you came by when you did. I was right at the edge of deciding whether to give up, turning it over in my mind. And suddenly you walked through the door and gave me the answer I needed to hear. I'll remember that. Thanks again, stranger.
Let's not make this a habit. I don't want your good nature rubbing off on me.
Rentundas, Norisidan Elva.
Kavadumpe masuraku popayi botenya tachimorota kamsa javaskobo sabjob. Herinocha, minaradocha, kawanadumpa kankarebe.
Chikarist batkoki. Bot malia lechona jichiska una corda saborako. Chopiti man punjame. Sashange bedwana mulera. Chupa wanga kuna konticha. Chona konasa. Watagritok jimulira. Nicho dankanau. Tapichayu bong. Chichiskapule. Chunbala, Watagratug, Jimula, Yulalbinag, Watabula, Chikili, Jiyumaliga. Yomawa Mani Boba, Lorda Wishwanga Shachi. Chichiskabula. Tapicha yubong, yunbula, chichiskabula, tapicha yubong, yunbula, watagritog jimulira, nicho dankanau. Bobrakinun chubagrat, watagritog. Watagritog jimulira, nicho yulalbinag, kratuga kilewata, mulira but malia. Ulga kil. Na. Manamato mulira.
You interrupting me for a reason? I have a lot of work to do, to manage here, right? So, what is it? Yes, but no work for pilots while ships get hijacked. The Ithorian? Nothing to talk about. He paid docking fee, he go. Forget? Yes, Fassa can forget. You pay that, and I forget. 600 credits, or maybe you help Fassa with something. Pylon power supply badly damaged. Only can support one pylon at a time. Can't bring freighters in fast enough. You help bring freighters in. Fassa help Ithorian. Cryogenic power cells, you say? Ithorian gives Fassa some power cells, and Fassa let him go. Agree? Great! Good! You go tell him, right? Great! Good! What else?
Rengundas, Hoisidan Kelva, Papuelta.
You in... What? Do I look like a passenger ship to you? Stop bothering me! Yes, but no work for pilots while ships get hijacked.
Fünnis, Fingerlagstig, Ananagua Solomikix, Fingbutha, Rakta, Shosafranga, Lakta, Nini, Lindros, the Past, Anagas, Ananagua Solomikix, Fingbutha, Rakta, Shosafranga, Lakta, Nini, Abeso, Narangada.
Just say the word.
Maniwag na hana hinaha, power them on the much. What you turn over there, my stuff, the Manila, they have an hour out, and even there's net, but the Kimura, they're not up in Manila, snow in the Howda. Mash ni mahinan hala, no one in there is the namash. Maras nivara peneveninis nimidinis napastis niva netarna nivenenaf naronewa menura meninanis. Maras nivara peneveninis nimidinis napastis niva netarna nivenenaf naronewa menura meninanis.
Look of a seasoned spacer about you. What backwash you looking for? That's so. Well, you're in luck. I got plenty of it. Costs you 100 credits for a flask big enough for what you need, no more. What do you want? Just... Here's the flask. Aged to perfection. Should be just what you need.
Kavadumpe masuraku popayi bo. Herinocho, mina.
Gitaris, ulga kili butmaliam. Konin butmaliam bobogra tugnoshong.
Just say the word. Pure Pazak. Let me take care of this.
Banikun King Honka nam kumbwe prita hoto non sanona. Rishunko jova nincha chimba paksi tre juju si juju pitie prim taba nin sochu. Rishunko jova nincha chimba paksi tre juju si juju pitie prim taba nin sochu. Rishunko, Jova, Ninja, Jimba, Paxi, Tre, Juju, Juju, Pitie, Prim, Taba, Nin, Sochu. We non sacrate, Rotota, de Jalawara, Kunsa, Zoto, Chuba, Tonekin, Chuba, Mi, Zoko, Goche, Tichike, Chusu, Mogotabra, Grabe, Chusai, Grengi, Wite, Hung, Doga. Hoto non sa nonna, prontango animo non da saga.
Dovevore crepava dar na terra de ringa. Monanikus? Lurinse daranda me rebi ebi. Kowahanti? Manama treto sobre barakto drun. Krishe mentru gre babano flank tur na saganich. Grava we no ku se bate. Trawinsto sopotuto neliep grimpatado. Trawinsto busuto neliep grimpatada. Tele ronda nana nintolo gradatira. Der winterunto wakere kwe wapa terra tanan chingaradana. Ferrar rampada no de ringtada nel camera cella fibor no botat. Dosene caramala blur incidera mel rebe chinchin kranaktada. Gosa ne krana nanki. Dovevore crepava dar. Cecel. Kavevore. Chetel fir.
Malampro tarawanjika sa samchabarda guatasha contiacha maumbrata tiwas. Kavadumpa munsuru kuplaliyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanjium. Kavadumpa munsuru kuplaliyawa. Bo bagaragawanda yaitua ulwanjiuma. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananansata. Kawana bota yunta tanga kinamatura. Tayaita tabosananansata.
Kavevore crepapa daran. Geraktada cemense bengaru rukutoto and the chuchamat.
Looks like trouble. I think this is something everyone will want to hear. The droid's the one who picked up the message. He's got it all ready to display. Well, Good thing it's not a trap.
No, Atten. I think it may be a trap.
Could you please lighten up for 1 second?
It may be a trap, but traps work both ways. This Visquis, his kind are spread through the lower reaches of Nar-Shaddaa, and he may have information. But the choice is yours. If you go, you will have to go alone.
It's just off the docks, near one of the far traffic pylons. He's got you at a disadvantage there, though. The place is filled with cyanogen gas. One whiff of that, and it'll be the last breath you take. You'll need something to allow you to breathe there, and disguise you from the other patrons. Yeah, that means all you have to worry about is the patrons not finding out that you're human and gunning you down. Be careful. This whole situation stinks. Well, I wouldn't keep him waiting. If you got his attention, you probably attracted the attention of someone else.
Paramakawana Kojugitsa. Loka kamaranen doso ranwi no chabi. Tu rantamana sobu. Inwamagro. Me rangana noruta. Loka kamaranen doso ranwi no chabi. Tu rantamana sobu. Febko emareyam ga watasitu insula rakarakachata. Tamaso kinchuda wanka. Mopi unawana si chukoratawa. Donos emaragith. Wanarakora chi drumka sa inchobin sasha. Dosimana rachata. Loka kamaranen doso ranwi no chabi. Tu rantamana sobu. Ansana cha. Tu estrictona tada gachat. Inwamagro. Me rangana noruta. Donos emaragith. Wanarakora chi drumka sa inchobin sasha. Dosimana rachata. Bomababe want to susintu mukarata. Tu estrictonatada ber mabarchokto. Torenibu inturata sisi meborokra. Machabi doko. Tonaranga manachunga. Tarana mosibu indasarans. Krema sunkun ratungala. Chawi mo jubu inkosoracha.
Hey, look, I wanted to tell you. Be careful. I won't be able to contact you via the comlink if something happens. And I'm betting that Squidhead knows it. Look, take these. They're healing packs. If your suit gets breached, you'll need to inject them fast if you don't want your lungs to seize up. And trust me, once the seizures start, you'll be dead. Watch yourself, and don't be too long. I'll keep an eye out here until you return. And I know just the place.
So, you're the big Jedi that everyone's been talking about. You don't look so tough to me. I thought you Jedi were supposed to be smart, and here you are running around Nar-Shaddaa sticking your lightsaber into everyone's business. What, were you planning to save everyone on this moon? You're attracting more attention than a fleet of Sith warships. I'm Mira. I'm the best bounty hunter in this system, and that's not me bragging, that's fact. I had you in my sights ever since you landed. I've been watching you run all over the refugee sector like a bantha, and for someone with a price on their head as high as yours, you sure don't know how to keep a low profile. Look, I know that squidhead Visquis sent you a message to meet him in the Jek-Jek-Tar. He works for Goto, and it's a trap. I'm betting he's gonna lure you in there, start a fight, and then he's gonna wrap you up and deliver you to Goto. Dead, claiming you attacked him. Just this. I know you're meeting with Visquis. If I know about it, that means everybody else on this moon knows about it, or will soon enough. And when that happens, the bounty hunter truce is off. That means things are gonna get real ugly real quick. I think your friends are the ones in trouble.
Well, this sure beats staying on the ship. A few drinks to keep me on my toes, a few games of Pazak to keep the mind alert. Should be enough to keep me out of trouble until our fearless leader straightens things out. Give me a hit of Juma, and keep them coming. Well, looks like staying on the ship was a bad idea after all. That's what I love about Nar-Shaddaa, the company. So, I don't think I caught your names. You two work here, or...?
Manansa kapuna wasiro toke. Ni juva maari kike ma.
Wanatu mobayes? Dorcha no banka ni honkades?
Yeah? What happened to your master?
Kichu no kada mirenito. Renfiloso ni heku chupanaret atamakcha. Wanatu mobayes? Dorcha no banka ni honkades? Kichu no kada mirenito. Renfiloso ni heku chupanaret atamakcha.
No, actually, I'm here protecting someone, keeping them out of trouble, by acting as a distraction for people looking to harm her. Because with assassins like you two running around Nar-Shaddaa, I think you're another problem my friend doesn't need.
Tawanti malare? Kono wisoto randa krani? Kawanabota atagwa kanka diwa. Yutaka alwanji umaliba. Tues mahawika si wawanta mo guika wansoba. Wakama nurawa. Tahupo boteño go jucho picha, gwem taba ni sochu, norotoga proto lalashishi, jubadosa jibacha, ratak mansan, tokosha na chitolo.
Why don't you two Shuddas try it, and we'll see what happens?
Mosicho minton baramba tinito, dos krapa, podyiva jopa wanadin, chorico so, beteño chorana socha, molira slima podwana. Wamba wamba siso misun kun rakawakta, nushka wana sochi rona bang mambakan.
I don't know what came over my companion. He has always been excitable, but recently he's been like this. There was nothing I could do to stop him, and if I tried to leave, he would threaten me. Now I am free, thanks to you.